this one. Why don't you just yell a bit louder? Hiccup ignored him. Okay, Toothless, said Hiccup to the little dragon, who was pretending to be asleep as he held on to Hiccup's legs. For every fish you catch me, I will give you 2 more lobsters when you get home. Toothless opened his eyes. Alive, he said. Can Toothless kill them? Please, just this once. No, Toothless, said Hiccup firmly. I keep on telling you it isn't kind to torture creatures smaller than yourself. Toothless closed his eyes again. You're so boring, he said sulkily. You're such a clever, quick dragon, Toothless, Hiccup flattered. I bet you could catch more fish than any of the others on Thursday if you wanted to. Toothless opened his eyes to consider the matter. Twice as many, he said modestly. But I don't want to. This was unanswerable. Hiccup crossed vanity off his list. You know that big red fireworm dragon who was so rude to you, said Hiccup. Toothless spat on the ground in indignation. Said he was a newtwing. Said I was an incontinent bunny rabbit. Toothless going to kill her. Toothless going to scratch her to death. Toothless going to... Yes, Hiccup said hastily. The fireworm dragon and her master, who looked like the pig, think Fireworm is going to catch more fish than anybody else on Thursday celebration. Think how stupid you are going to look if you win the prize for the most promising dragon instead of her. Tickler got off Hiccup's leg. I will think about it, said Toothless. He wadded off a couple of feet and thought about it. 5 minutes later he was still thinking. He let out the odd chuckle every now and then, but every time Hiccup said, So how about it then? He just replied, Still thinking. Go away. With a sigh, Hiccup put a line through revenge. Okay, said Fishlegs, looking over Hiccup's shoulder. You've tried everything else. How about jokes and riddle talking? I assume you're desperate. Toothless, said Hiccup, if you catch me a nice big mackerel, you will be the cleverest, fastest dragon on Berk, and you will make Fireworm Dragon look like an idiot, and you will have all the lobsters you can eat when you get home, and I will tell you a really good joke. Toothless turned around. Toothless loves jokes. He flapped onto Hiccup's arm and, all right, Toothless, help out, but not because me being nice or anything yucky. Oh, no, said Hiccup. Of course not. Us dragons, cruel and mean, but we do love a joke. Tell me now. Hiccup laughed. No way. After you bring me a mackerel. Okay then, said Toothless. He jumped off Hiccup's arm into the air. Dragon hunting is a very impressive sight. Even a scrawny infant, one like Toothless. He flew across the beach in his usual untidy, lopsided fashion, shrieking a few insults along the way at the cormorants that looked smaller than him. But as soon as he reached the sea, Toothless seemed to grow up a bit. The sea salt awoke in him some ancestral memory of the great pedigree hunting monsters that were his forefathers. He spread out his wings like a kite and flew fairly swiftly over the surface of the choppy waves, keeping his body and wings steady as he searched for the movement of fish. He spotted something and soared upwards in a circle until he was so high that Hiccup, craning his neck backward on the beach, could only just see him as a tiny speck. The speck was motionless for a second. Then Toothless dived, his wing folded by his side, dropping like a stone out of the sky. He disappeared into the water and was gone for quite a while. Dragons can stay underwater for at least 5 minutes if they want to, and Toothless got quite distracted under there, chasing one fish and then another, unable to decide which was the biggest. Hiccup had gotten bored and was looking for oysters when Toothless came bursting triumphantly out of the sea, carrying a small mackerel. He dropped the mackerel at Hiccup's feet, did 3 somersaults in a row, and landed on Hiccup's head. He let out the dragon's cry of triumph, which is a bit like a rooster crowing, but a lot louder and more self-satisfied. Then he leaned over and stared into Hiccup's eyes, upside down. "Now tell me a joke," said Toothless. "Whimpering Wogans," said Hiccup. "He did it! He really did it!" "Tell me a joke," said Toothless again. "What's black and white and red all over?" asked Hiccup. Toothless didn't know. "A sunburned penguin," replied Hiccup. It was a very, very old joke, but apparently it hadn't made it to Wild Dragon Cliff. Toothless thought it was hysterically funny. He flew off to catch some more fish so he could hear more jokes. It was an enjoyable afternoon. The rain had stopped, the sun shone, and Toothless didn't do too badly at the hunting. He dropped a few fish and, at one point, wandered off entirely to chase rabbits on the cliff tops. But he came back when Hiccup called, eventually, and by the end of a couple of hours he had caught 6 medium-sized mackerels and a dogfish. All in all, Hiccup was pretty satisfied. "After all," he said to Fishlegs, "it's not like I'm expecting to win the prize for the most promising dragon or anything. All I need is to show that Toothless is basically under my control and for him to catch a few fish. We'll make fools of ourselves compared to Snotlout and his beastly hunting legend, but at least we'll have passed initiation." What was more, as Toothless dropped the last mackerel on the heap in front of Hiccup, Fishlegs noticed something sharp and gleaming in the dragon's lower jaw. "Toothless has gotten his first tooth," said Fishlegs. It seemed a very good omen.